And U.S. stock index futures posted sharp gains ahead of Tuesday's open as investors tried to move on from the uncertainty surrounding Turkey's economic crisis. Wall Street also scored a boost from upbeat results from home improvement giant Home Depot, while the Dow futures rose 85 points, indicating a positive open of 121.3 points, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures also pointing to an upbeat start to the day. And in Asia, shares closed mixed on Tuesday as some regional markets bounced back a day after declining over jitters related to economic uncertainty in Turkey. The Nikkei 225 led gains, jumping 2.28%. South Korea's Kospi edged higher by 0.47% to end at 2,258.91. The S&P ASX 200 added 0.76%, with the financials, telecommunications and information technology sub-indexes recording gains of more than 1%. Greater China markets, however, declined, lagging their regional pairs. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index raised 0.74%, but was off its intraday low, with the 4.29% drop in industrials leading losses before the market close. The Shanghai Composite edged lower by 0.17% to close at 2,781.16. Let's take a breather from those numbers now. The Zambian government has approved a bill to regulate social media and enhance cybersecurity. According to the chief government spokesperson, Dora Celia, the bill will promote an increased cybersecurity posture, facilitate intelligence gathering, investigation, prosecution, and judicial processes in the respect of preventing and addressing cybercrimes, cyber-terrorism, and cyber warfare against the Republic of Zambia. The bill will also facilitate the establishment of a cybersecurity regulator, which will help protect Zambia's critical infrastructure from cyber attacks. The government has also introduced a tariff charge on internet calls to protect jobs in the telecommunications sector. The government official says the decision was made due to an increase in internet phone calls at the expense of traditional calls. Ethiopian Airlines has announced plans to build a new airport to be located about 48 kilometers southeast of the capital, Addis Ababa. Local media reports that the airport is expected to have an annual capacity of 80 million passengers. Ethiopian Airlines CEO Tewolde Gebmariam was quoted as saying that consultation was underway with the Oromia regional state to acquire the land needed for the airport and the accompanying hotel. Now, here's some bad news for workers in South Africa's based mining firm Gold Fields, which plans to lay off over 1,000 workers over operational obstacles. The mine made a loss of 337.6 million rand, which is about $27 billion in 2017. The bullion producer, which has invested 32 billion rand in the operation since acquiring it in 2006, says it can no longer sustain losses at the mine, which has missed several production targets despite significant modernization. The firm also expects headline earnings per share for the 6 months ended 30 June 2018 to be unchanged at 8 cents per share compared with the previous reporting period. And in Uganda, the central bank has held its key lending rate at 9.0%. The Bank of Uganda Governor Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutabile told reporters that economic growth was robust because previous official rate cuts had lowered bank lending rates. According to him, economic growth was expected to rise to 6% in 2018 to 2019, from an estimated 5.8% in 2017 to 2018. Core inflation was forecast to keep rising and stabilize between 6 to 7% in the second half of 2018 to 2019. Core inflation, which the central bank monitors for monetary policy purposes, excludes food, fuel, electricity, and metered water. The bank wants core inflation to be around 5% in the medium term. Chinese investment in Cote d'Ivoire will benefit both the West African country and neighboring countries. Well, that's the assurance coming from Cote d'Ivoire's President Alassane Ouattara. Over the years, both sides have witnessed growth in political, trade, and cultural exchanges.
This year marks the 35th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Cote d'Ivoire. President Ouattara says the relations between both countries have been excellent and have intensified since he was elected president of the country in 2010.
We have many projects together in infrastructure, drinking water, supplies, electricity, the Suba Dam. So we are very proud of this exceptional relationship with China.
During the 2015 Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Johannesburg, Chinese President Xi Jinping announced China will roll out 10 major plans to boost cooperation with Africa, promote industrialization and agricultural modernization on the continent, and China will provide $60 billion of funding for implementation. President Ouattara said China's investment in Côte d'Ivoire will not only help boost economic growth in the country, but also benefit its neighboring countries.
We are at the heart of West Africa, so investments in Côte d'Ivoire will benefit hundreds of thousands of people in that country and in neighboring countries. So we hope China will do even more in Côte d'Ivoire, and that's what President Xi did.
According to Mr. Ouattara, President Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative allows the countries to connect, and 90% of the funding has already been allocated to various projects under the initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative refers to the construction of the Silk Road Economic Belt and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. It is aimed at building a trade and infrastructure network connecting Asia with Europe and Africa along Asian trade routes.
And in Morocco, a mother of three roams the streets on a motorcycle where she sells homemade sandwiches to earn a living for her family. The 34-year-old Zubaida Al-Manzali makes her entrepreneurial trip 3 times every day to the local street market.
3 times a day, 34-year-old Zubaida Al-Manzali rides her motorcycle to a local street market in Casablanca to buy supplies for her small sandwich business. Her husband is out of job, and with economic difficulties in the country, the Moroccan mother of 3 had to become the breadwinner for her house. With the bread in a bag and the food secured safely in a motorcycle basket, Manzali makes a trip to a small makeshift street stand where she earns a living for her family.
I started my business 2 years ago. I start every morning. As soon as I wake up, I prepare everything. I cook, prepare the salad, then I go to sell my food at 12:30 to 1 p.m. I have clients from passerbys to taxi drivers and police officers. Thank God, I am very happy with my job because I work hard to earn a living for my children.
Offering fish, meat and other Moroccan delicacies, Manzali's sandwiches range from 8 to 25 Moroccan dirhams. She earns approximately 3,000 dirhams a month, which go directly to her children's needs, as well as household expenses and utility bills. Over the years, Manzali has had the occasional odd jobs, but nothing she did filled her with the same passion that selling food does. As for her loyal customers, the mouth-watering meals Manzali prepares are neither heavy on the stomach nor on the wallet.
The spirit of entrepreneurship there. Well, still to come on the program, a review of trading activities at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Do stay with us.